Hello everyone, my name is Shane Kelly. I am the Fire Mitigation and Education Specialist for the Southern Nevada District for the Bureau of Land Management. We're here, the Bird Springs fire is just behind us on the other side of that mountain there. The fire started yesterday at around 11:30 approximately. It has been being worked late into the night by fire crews, and they did take a break overnight, but then they're back on it this morning. We currently have about 5 or 6 engine crews up there from the Bureau of Land Management, Nevada Division of Forestry, and the United States Forest Service, and as well as one hand crew from the Nevada Division of Forestry. Aircraft worked on the fire into the evening last night. No aircraft has been used today. Current acreage is 150 estimate. It has not been accurately mapped yet. And right now we're calling it about 30% contained. Very minimal smoke showing. If you see anything, it's going to be sporadic, hopefully throughout the rest of the fire. If you guys have any questions, go ahead.
The wind, is this doing anything for you today? Is this a problem?
Today, it's certainly not helpful. It can, mix things up. It's definitely a concern, but with the current fire behavior we're seeing, which is minimal, it seems like it's not having too big of an effect on the fuel, so that's good.
I know the BLM said yesterday that they're investigating this as a man-caused fire. What indicates that it was man-caused?
So for now, it is a suspected human-caused with no general cause yet. It's still under active investigation. And the primary reason it is suspected human cause is simply the fact that there's been no lightning in the area within the last 24 hours.
Another question real quick are, you mentioned a little bit of the assistance that you're getting from some of the services. What about any assistance from the city fire departments?
I personally am not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did receive help, a response from Clark County Fire Department or in their volunteers, but I'm not sure. But that we work with them on practically every call we get. Mm-hmm.
From here, it just looks like dirt, but can you kind of tell us what's burning up there?
The main carrier of the fire is grass. Down here, we do actually have a pretty above average fuel loading for grass this year. Our grass doesn't always get very tall, but if it's thick enough, it will definitely carry a fire, especially when it's windy like this. Also, when the maps of the fire come out, you'll see that the fire went uphill, and that's also a primary carrier, is having that uphill ability makes the fire move more quickly.
What do the fire chief and the BLM think this might mean for the future possibility of fires this season throughout Southern Nevada?
Well, this is definitely an indicator that our fuels, especially our grass, is drying out as it always does this time of year. And with our above average amount of grass load we have this year, we're expecting to have a much busier season than last year.
And is it abnormal to have one this early in the summer?
Nope, not for Southern Nevada. Southern Nevada has an earlier fire season than the rest of the state, and this is pretty much on schedule.
I have 2 quick questions. Can you go into a little bit more detail about how firefighters put the fire out? And then also a follow-up, any concern about loss of wildlife and how those habitats were affected?
So to answer your first question, in this case, the fire is moving very rapidly through mainly grass. Aircraft is a big help. When it gets really windy, aircraft is not usable. So we're getting engine crews in there. We have UTVs that we use to get people inserted more quickly. And the 2 main ways we do it, if we can't get water to the fire, we're going to be digging line, and we're going to be doing firing operations. As far as I know, there weren't any major firing operations on this fire. It was a lot of aircraft and a lot of direct suppression from engine crews.
And is that with water or with retardant, or what does that mean?
I couldn't say. With aircraft, it's going to be retardant from the air tankers, and the engines and UTVs can carry water.
Is the fire moving through any active trails or areas where hikers might be passing through?
I'm not certain, but there's a lot of trails in this area. So if it didn't burn through any, directly. It's definitely around them.
So do you issue caution for hikers coming into the area?
We do. Press releases are great. We didn't do any area closures for this. We've got a good handle on the scene around it, and we were able to get around it quickly enough to where we did not put in any closures or restrictions for this fire.
Back to the wildlife question, though,
Mhm.
we did see that it's desert tortoise habitat.
Yes.
Is it a concern for them, and what other wildlife might be up there?
Your typical wildlife, it is part of the Red Rock National Conservation Area, and it is special desert tortoise habitat. I'm not aware of any other endangered species or anything like that in this specific area other than your typical desert wildlife.
Do you have to do something different because it's an endangered animal, though?
In desert tortoise habitat, we are restricted to, we have to get special permission to use our vehicles off-road.
And kind of on a little bit more of a positive note, we spoke to a hiker who said that some of the areas that have been hit by fires that he's moved through, you see kind of signs of regrowth and some of that flora. Is that something that you have experienced?
Sure, that is something that takes a long time to come to fruition. And with invasive species in certain areas, areas recovering from wildfires sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But we have a very large fire fuels program here that works hard to put in fuels treatments and help reduce invasive species issues.
You said they're going to be working up until and then taking a break tonight. Do you have any idea when they're expected to take a break?
So they're hoping for full containment by 8 p.m. tonight. There will still be somebody here throughout the evening. There'll be forces here, but they're trying to reach 100% containment by tonight. We'll see how it goes.
They'll try to reach containment tonight. When do you think it'll be fully out?
Hard to say. If they're going to contain it tonight, then we could expect control at least within the next few days. But that'll be up to the incident command to decide.
Lastly, for me, real quick with the assistance that you're getting, I know that VLF people, you get certain training to respond to fires like this. Can you talk about that training and how it's different from those the city firefighters are getting?
Sure. Structure fire and wildland fire are very different. We work together a lot, especially in the Vegas metro area. So we do a couple times a year do some cross training with each other. We train their people on wildland. They train us on vehicle fires and stuff like that. Otherwise, we're training all the time. We get a new batch of recruits every spring, and we train all year long.
But ultimately, when there's a wildfire like this, it doesn't seem too dependable to ask them for help. It's kind of you guys.
If it's a fire that's going to be the long haul, it's definitely us. We have great cooperative agreements with everyone in the valley, and when there's a fire, everybody responds. We have great 24-hour assistance agreements with everyone. So whoever's closest is going to go, and we all help each other out until we get a handle on it.
And if it is confirmed to have been human caused, what does the process look like from there? What charges will be made? How is that investigated?
Well, if it is determined officially to be human caused, the circumstances of the investigation will, it's hard to say. It depends on if there's a suspect or not. Currently, I don't believe there is. But over 80% of our fires here, wildfires, are human caused, and that's pretty high. So I guess that's a good opportunity to tell the public to be cautious when you're out in the public lands. It's extra grassy this year. Keep your vehicles on the trails. Your vehicles can cause fires in grass. And one of our big fire causes down here is target shooting, which is perfectly legal in most cases. It is not legal in the Red Rock National Conservation Area to do that. But if you are target shooting, please take the appropriate precautions. The general rule is, have a 5-gallon bucket of water with you, have a shovel, and do not shoot into areas with fine grass and rocks.
follow up. You guys just had a tracer just last week. Is that true or is that not true?
I'm not sure what you're referring to. Maybe.
Okay, never mind. No worries.
We have this time of year, all spring long. We're doing our people are doing training nonstop. So sorry, I'm not familiar with exactly what you're.
So just kind of reiterate, because there's no smoke, but there's still definitely the fire's still going.
Yeah, there's still some risk. All of the perimeter of the fire needs to be worked through by people, and, because there can still be areas of heat that, with the wind especially, can get knocked loose and reignite a fire, and we could be back to square one really quick, especially in this wind with grass.
Last thing for me, just how dangerous is it up there for your crews up there on the hills?
They're pretty well trained. They are used to the heat. It's starting to get warm, but it's it's nothing we're not used to down here. And luckily they're fresh. It's the beginning of the season. Safety is a big priority, of course, and that's one thing. That's why they're not working all night long. Once they got a handle on it, they get some rest and get back to it in the daylight.
But do they have to hike in too?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of hiking going on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty rocky up there. I know there was at least, there's probably been more than one flat tire yesterday.
Yeah, we almost got one driving in.
Yeah. There's nothing else?
So when's the next update gonna be coming out?
I don't know. I can find that out for you before I leave.
Yeah. Be good to just know because a lot of us will have live hits, I'm sure. And
Sure.
Have the latest update.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get an answer for you guys real quick, and I'll let you know. Okay.
Shay.
You're welcome.
Shane.
No problem.